Welcome to another wonderful episode of The Mirror. I'm Joy Ejo Vicent. Okay, it's been a minute. Today we're going to be discussing a very important topic. And what do we talk about in this channel? We talk about faith, we talk about relationship, we talk about growth as a teenager, as a child, parenting, and what have you. So from the topic, I'm sure you've already known what we'll talk about. We'll be talking about building healthy self-esteem. Just for a disclaimer, I am not a therapist, I am not a psychologist for now, but I'm going to discuss based on my knowledge and my personal journey about self-esteem. First of all, what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, the value that you place on yourself. Okay, growing up typically in Nigeria, we know our parents now. Out of love, they might compare you with your siblings, compare you with your neighbor, compare with different people around you. You get, probably maybe you don't like a certain food, they'll be like, see, your brother likes this, or your brother is tall, you're not eating, you're skinny, you're that. So typically growing up in Nigeria, then going to school again, and then you're not performing well academically, you hear your teachers are saying a lot of hurtful words to you. These alone can make your self-esteem to be very, very low. So as I said earlier, self-esteem is how you see yourself, the confidence that you have in yourself, how you perceive yourself. Self-esteem goes a long way to determine your growth in life. Because the things you will attempt normally, that's to pursue your dreams and vision. If you don't see yourself capable of performing those things, you will not go after it. There are different types of self-esteem. There's the first one, low self-esteem. The second one, high self-esteem. And the third one, healthy self-esteem. What is low self-esteem? Low self-esteem is when you look down on yourself, you look down on your ability. As I said earlier, even growing up as a child, because of words that you keep on hearing, you find out that you feel low about yourself. Then you get to the teenage age, and then you find out that you don't regard yourself. Then the high self-esteem is when you overestimate yourself, and this can also be called what? Pride. But the healthy self-esteem is how you see you when you see yourself, how God sees you. That's why it's very important for you to always study the scripture, because from the scripture you see yourself how Christ sees you. So, okay, let me talk about things that can cause low self-esteem. The first one is probably your size, your body size. I use myself as an example. In secondary school, I had low self-esteem because I felt I was tall, I was too tall, I was taller than every other person. And what will I do about it? Will I cut my legs? There was nothing I could do about it but to accept myself the way I am, because there are some certain things you cannot change about yourself. You get what I'm saying? So all the words you hear from it as you're growing up as a child can then reduce your self-esteem. And now we're in the social media age, whereby you see a lot of people. The social media tends to want to define how you should look, how you should behave, how you should speak. And then when you feel you're not sufficient in those areas, it leads to low self-esteem. Okay, let me give an example of something that is very real. We find ourselves comparing ourselves with other people. We want to be other people. We admire what other people have, then forgetting the things that we have. That's, we look at other people's strengths and we admire their strengths, and we compare their strengths with our weaknesses. And definitely when you compare other people's strengths with your weaknesses, definitely their strengths will win over your weaknesses. But the thing is that there are two things comparison can lead to. The first thing comparison can lead to is comparison can make you feel low about yourself. That's the first thing. When you compare yourself with somebody, you find out that that person is higher than you, it leads to low self-esteem. But when you compare yourself with somebody else and you find out that the person is lower than you, it can lead to pride. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, and I will be stopping here for now. In the next video, I don't want the video to be too lengthy. In the next video, I'm going to discuss ways you can build your self-esteem, ways you can make your self-esteem to be high.